What's up, everybody? Trayvon here with Scent Talk TV, and today I will be presenting to you guys two fragrances that I got from my local Burlington. First impression, man, this holiday season is gonna be great because based off what I've found so far with these two particular fragrances that I'm going to present to you in the first impression, I already know from here on out my rack stores is gonna be dropping some major good heat, and I cannot wait for the days ahead. But I'm talking too much. Without further ado, let's just jump into it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's start off with this one from the house of Rasasi. If I butcher this name of this fragrance, I apologize. However you want to pronounce it, I think this is called Daarej or Daarej Parfum. Eau de Parfum. There you go. This fragrance here ran me 20 bucks and some change. So let's crack it open and see what we got. This fragrance I've been seeing here and there, you know, people talk about it here and there, and I think this fragrance has been floating around the community for quite some time now. And I'm finally getting the opportunity to see what this joint smells like. So let's begin. All right, there you go. Here is the bottle. This really resembles the Hawaii, the original, the first Hawaii. This strongly resembles that fragrance. Let's just hope it doesn't smell like that fragrance because this is going to be a redundant purchase. It is definitely not a redundant purchase, but I will say this is great so far. This is beautiful. If you are a fan of like rosy type scents with a little bit of florals, like, you know, in the midst of that, you know, maybe some type of fruitiness or something like that going around with that, a little bit of an aromatic touch to it, this would be a great pickup for you. For $20 and some change so far in the opening, I am very well pleased with it because immediately when I spray this on, I got a lot of that rose. The rose is kind of it's not like a, you know, a Machino Toy Boy type of a rose. This rose is kind of like a Middle Eastern style rose, but without like the oudiness in the woods and stuff like that. This rose is pretty unique in my opinion. It's giving off a lot of powderiness, you know, in the midst of that rose. It's powdery, it's smooth, has like this dusty type of a accord to it as it drives down on my skin. And the main player in this that I smell so far is that rose. You know, kind of woodsy. It's powdery, and it definitely has a dominant note of rose in it. But the rose is not screechy, it's not in your face, it's not loud like, you know, like a Machino Toy Boy, for example. But the rose in here is kind of chill, and it's mature as well. Not a mature type of accord or appeal that might be, you know, for just older gentlemen like granddaddy or anything like a granddaddy type of smell. No. It doesn't give off that. It gives off a very pleasant rose. This is also giving off like some type of green notes as well. And it's also warm and ambery on top of that. Yo, this is a hitter. You know, performance is unknown, but hopefully it performs greatly. You know, Rasasi, you know, they really don't miss, at least in my opinion. You know, the Rasasi fragrances that I got so far in my arsenal and in my collection right now, you know, are all hitters and bangers when it comes to the performance. But hopefully this one doesn't disappoint. Man. Okay, off to the second fragrance that I got at my local Burlington's from the house of Calvin Klein. This is Calvin Klein Defy Parfum. This one I have been trying to get my hands on for a decent price, because I have the other ones, the EDT and the EDP, and I finally got this one. You know, it's a 1.6 ounce bottle, but, you know, I don't need anything big, a big bottle or anything like that. So this would do just nicely. This fragrance ran me $25 and some change. I cannot get over this, that Rasasi fragrance. It's drying down to like this bright, dusty floral that's masculine and so appealing. This is a good one, man. That one ain't going nowhere, but I'm getting distracted. Let's get into this. Here you are, wonderful people. Here is the bottle. Okay. Yes. 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 If you guys aren't hip or don't know, I am a fan of the Calvin Klein Defy line. This is a nice, leathery, spicy, sweet type of a fragrance that is masculine and is a little bit like, you know, for the middle-aged on up type of a crowd. This really isn't an off-putting fragrance to where, you know, the youthful crowds can pull off, but it has a great amount of some type of leathery spice to it that is great. I don't even smell or detect the EDT in this at all, because the EDT is like a spring, summertime oriented type of a fragrance. The EDP in this is different. This one starts off very leathery, dark blue type of a scent. Has like a soft spice to it. As this drying down on my skin though, I'm getting some type of like a gourmand touch to this. You know, it smells like, you know, like some type of like cocoa or chocolate or something like that that's in here on top of, like, you know, that sweetness. This one is a little bit more wearable. It's a little bit more wearable than the EDP in my opinion. Okay, back to this one. This one from the top to the mid was gorgeous, but the complete dry down, it's not a letdown. It's just completely different. The rose or whatever it is, that floral note that I was detecting in the beginning has dissipated a lot, and I am met with that like this. I'm met with like this musky, like animalic type of green Middle Eastern style accord, which is not bad. Not bad. I just wish that the rose or that floral note would stay in the mix of this fragrance from the top, mid, all the way to the dry down, into the dry down. But nonetheless, this one here for $20, you can't go wrong. It's good quality in my opinion, and it's a keeper. It's not going anywhere. Back to this one though, I really am not trying to talk bad about it because I do like how it smells and I'm a fan of the line, but I just got to keep it funky with y'all, man. It's like, it's ordinary. You know, it's ordinary. You know, it really doesn't have a lot going on. It really isn't a lot of creativity with this one. You know, it's really pretty much basic. It is basic. Smells great, but basic. Not like just a wow factor. I mean, at least it was like when I first sprayed it, but when it dried down, it's just like, I mean, it's worth having in my collection. I don't have it. I'll keep it to complete the line. Good thing it doesn't smell bad, because I would be taking this back if it smelled bad. But yeah, it's still a keeper. I don't have this one to complete the collection. Excuse me. I'm keeping it. But the dry down is, my opinion could change when I get a full wearing out of it. It can change. But right now, it's really quick about this one. One last thing. This one has like some type of dated smell to it. You know, as it completely dries down on my skin, it kind of smells a little bit dated. If you're not a fan of like dated smells, you know, you probably want to stay clear with this one. You know, this is first impression. It could change once again, but yeah, it kind of has a dated smell, which doesn't bother me that much, but just to let you guys know. So that's all that I have for Scent Talk TV, ladies and gentlemen. And as always, you know what to do. You gotta like, comment, share, and subscribe, and make sure you hit that notification bell so you do not miss a thing. And I will see you guys in the next video. Be safe out there and be blessed and have a good one. I'm out of here. Peace.